This is Federalist 40, Part 1. If you remember in Federalist 39, one of the complaints that Madison was trying to answer, one of the criticisms was, who gave you the authority in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia Convention, to overhaul, to change this old Constitution totally and go with a new system? This is one of the criticisms. He said you were sent there to revise this old Constitution, not to bring a new Constitution to the American people or propose a new Constitution. And Madison, in answering this charge, one of the things that he says that's very important for us to remember is that under the Articles of Confederation, you had to have unanimous vote. You had to have a unanimous vote. All the 13 states had to accept an amendment before it went into effect. So if you had to do something, if you had to amend the Constitution so that you can take better care of the government's work, so you can take better care of people, one state could block the whole thing. And one of the things that here in Federalist number 40, one of the answers that Madison has for these critics is that, look, state of Rhode Island up here and state of Delaware, they each have almost only 1/60th of the population of the United States. 1/60. With this small population, either one of them can at any time stop a new amendment going into effect. She says, you cannot run a union like this. You cannot run a government for this vast area like that. You can't have 1/60th of the population blocking everything that we want to do. So along with that, he presents some other reasons the Philadelphia Convention decided to go ahead and write a whole new Constitution, something that would be best for all of America, not just for one part of it. So I'll start reading it. This is obviously written by Madison, like I said. The second point to be examined is whether the convention were authorized to frame and propose this mixed constitution. The powers of the convention ought, in strictness, to be determined by an inspection of the commissions given to the members by their respective constituents, as all of these, however, had reference either to the recommendations from the meeting at Annapolis in September 1786 or to that from Congress in February 1787, it will be sufficient to recur to these particular acts. So he says, we were given a commission to meet in Philadelphia because two recommendations were given. First, representatives of 5 states gathered in Annapolis, Maryland in September of 1786, and they wanted to propose a major change in the Articles of Confederation. But because only 5 states were present, they decided to let the Continental Congress make a statement and ask the states to send delegates to Philadelphia in the summer of 1787. And Congress went ahead and sent resolutions to 13 different states in February of 1787, asking them to do so. So he says the starting point should be there. You have to remember that 2 recommendations, one in Annapolis and then one officially from the Congress in February of 1787, was the basis of meeting in Philadelphia and coming up with this new system. The act from Annapolis recommends the appointment of commissioners to take into consideration the situation of the United States, to devise such further provisions as shall appear to them necessary to render the Constitution of the federal government adequate to the exigencies of the Union, and to report such an act for that purpose to the United States in Congress assembled, as when agreed to by them and afterwards confirmed by the legislature of every state, will effectually provide for the same. So see, he says, even the Annapolis Convention said that you have to come up with a system, come up with a constitution, shape this new constitution in a way that will be answerable to the exigencies of the Union, what's needed to take care of the Union the best way. So focus on that word, exigencies. Whatever is required to make the system work best. So we'll continue in the next part with the rest of this Federalist.